Yes, now, bless now. Don't forget the rest now. Des at King of the Pit TV signing in. One for the headbangers. We're listening to Death, Scream Bloody Gore, the first record. My experience with Death is somewhat minimal. Back in the day, I had one record in particular. It had, was it called Crystal Mountain or something on it? I learned how to play that on guitar because that was the quality riffs. But I can't remember what record that was on, so let me know down below. Without further ado, I don't think I've listened to any of this record before. This first tune is entitled Infernal Death. Let's do it. Frantic tremolo picking. Who influenced this band? Let's have a look when this record was put out. Right, so this is the reissue. So I don't know if this is remastered. This reissue was put out in 2016. It doesn't tell me when it was initially put out though. Who influenced this band? It's a polished production. It's a polished production. The bass sounds sweet, clunky, bong 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 bong. We're in like a thrash zone at the moment. The vocal growled, snarling death metal, but instrumentally, even though we're tuned down a little, I think Death played in D standard. We're in a thrash space, in my opinion. You know what? It's a bit mad, but I like on the album artwork it states "Scream Bloody Gore," right? Because that's the title. I like the font it's in. I like the boldness of that font. That was just a little side thing. The artwork as well, in particular, is pretty brilliant. The red is shocking, in contrast to the icy blue we have in the highlights. The artwork's good. I like the artwork. was pleasant. I really enjoyed that. I'm not a death metal fan. I don't mind death metal, but I don't like traditional death metal, um, which tends to come down to the vocals for the most part. I don't like the lower denominator, like primitive grunts you get in a lot of death metal, and the revision of death metal we've got nowadays, like the modernized new wave of traditional style death metal. I'm not too big a fan of that style of vocal. I feel it lacks energy. But here we have something a little more coherent for a start. I can actually, if I pay attention, hear vocals. It's a little more of a shriek to it. Instrumentally, that was really fun. Because that was like thrash metal to me. That was just headbang from start to finish. Down, 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 down. We didn't stray off of that riff much. Boom, boom, boom. We've just gone from A section to B section to A section to B section, and throw a solo over the A section, and then get back into it. So that was quite pleasing, because alongside, you know, the traditional death metal vocal, I don't necessarily get along with too much. It's the whole noise factor as well, like just aimless blasts and like, you know, fingers moving so fast on the fretboard it doesn't necessarily pertain to any melody. But this is nice. This is very pleasing to my ear. We've got Zombie Ritual next. A little bit longer at 4 minutes 33. In Flames. Right. Des, King of the Pit TV. This one's Zombie Ritual. We're listening to Scream Bloody Gore from start to finish. We're off to a really good start. Let's keep it moving. Harmonic minor. The producer has shown the bassist a lot of love on this production. You know the just a I call it the tupper tupper. If you know the hardcore punk band SSD, if you don't and you're into death, check out the band SSD, yeah? It's hardcore punk, it's not metal, but if you like this drumming, frantic style with the fast aggressive guitars, Society System D Control was the full title of the name, but SSD, that's the tupper tupper beat, that. I don't know whether you'd call it a skank beat normally. Am I wrong? Am I right? But that tupper tupper, tupper 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 tupper. And then we've got, and I brought up SSD because it's reminiscent of them. They do that really well from start to finish throughout all of their music. That in accompaniment with the tremolo picked riffs, it always brings me back to one of my favourite bits of metal ever, which is Slayer's Postmortem. Is it Postmortem? Just before it leads into Rain in Blood. Just that 50-minute punk rock thrash metal assault. Always brings me back to that. It's one of my favourite sounds when it comes to like death metal style music. Yo. I'm just making sure I've said the right song. Yeah, it is postmortem, but it's not the entirety of the tune, because the entirety is 2 minutes 45. It's that last 50 seconds of postmortem which really tickles my pickle. That's all. I just needed to make sure I was talking the right stuff there. What was that? Was that the China? I always get confused when people just bring the China in out of nowhere. It's a very underused cymbal. So a lot of drummers don't even have a China. When they bring it out just every once in a while, just like then I think, what the hell was that? It sounded like I don't know. It sounded like somebody was smashing a fence with a wooden bat in the most pleasing way. The kick is really punchy on this production. It's not just like a muffled bass boom. Like you can actually hear the connection of the kick walloping that very in harmony with the low end, what we normally hear. Yo, for the people who've just joined me who don't know me too well, first and foremost, thank you for being here. Let me just say, right, Chuck, obviously a very great guitarist. Back in the day, I would have really enjoyed listening to these lead guitar solos and these shred solos. In this day and age, I'm not a fan of like shred guitar. I find it boring, but I do know that he likes a good noodle, so I'm expecting one or two on each and every track, essentially. But you know, when I don't comment on the solos and all that, I'll maybe get a bit bored. I'm not too fussed, to be honest. I'd rather hear a good riff, a good rhythm, you know, a good melody, perhaps. Awesome. Let's keep it moving. Denial of life. Best thing about a band such as this is that I don't really know what's coming up next. I listened to Paramore. It's completely like the opposite side of things, but I was listening to Paramore before this for the first time, and before that, I was listening to a beatdown hardcore band. And the thing is, you're kind of limited. They do what they do well, but they don't necessarily. There's not much room to maneuver as far as the sound goes. But with a band like this, you know, there's a lot of space to come up with some quality riffing or melodies or hooks, So I'm looking forward to what we find in this record. Des, King of the Pit TV. This one's entitled Denial of Life. It's track 3 of 12. We're listening to Scream Bloody Gore. Let's go. That vocal phrasing reminds me of what I'm aware Cannibal Corpse do at times. Or one of the vocalists of Cannibal Corpse. I don't know. Maybe Cannibal Corpse's first record, Eating Back to Life, I might have heard like phrasing like this. I don't know who came first, to be honest. I think Death came before Cannibal Corpse, right? Let me know. Death metal isn't my forte. I might have known that back in the day, but I've dipped death metal for like a decade now. This is a raging little number. I'm into hardcore punk first and foremost, but I wouldn't be scared to get in the push party with the moshes, with the push pitters. You know what I mean? To a tune like this. This is just pure headbang, fucking slam into each other, man. This dude would play guitar and doing the vocals at the same time as well, wasn't he? I can do that. Like a halfway critique here. So it's not bad, but sometimes one riff or section will just go into another so suddenly and jarring without too heavy a change of energy to actually make it impactful. It can be a bit dizzying, the transitions into each section could be better in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, I just like the fast stuff. I just want to hear this fast stuff all the time, you know what I mean? Come on. That vocal phrasing derives from thrash metal, but then I'd take it even further and say it's really punk. It's a really punk approach in the drums and in the vocal. I don't want to continue using the word phrasing, but it is what it is, I hear a lot of punk roots in here, you know what I mean? But when I say I hear punk roots, I hear Slayer. And Hanneman was incredibly influenced by hardcore punk music. Let's go back and listen to that drum build-up. The atmosphere on the drums, the production that's been placed on it, I don't know what that is. Is that reverb that's been thrown on? Because it sounds crazy, that drum kit. Sounds like he's playing it like... it sounds like he's playing it in a church hall or something. That's an example of what I meant by sometimes it's a bit jarring when they change sections so suddenly. I think if it was like a slow-paced riff it kicked into, it would be more impactful, but it's still a relatively fast riff. And when they just transition without any sort of filler in between, it just seems like, I don't know, it almost verges on sounding a bit artificial, like the producer has just edited that section in there, if you know where I'm coming from. Regarding the guitar solos are always coming in on the fast bits, just after a third way in the song. That's a pattern that's reoccurred through the last 3 songs. Cool. Let's keep it moving. I'm enjoying this. This is a real easy listen for me.
Hello.
This is a lot better than the the ruthless death metal, the extreme death metal. This is quite a pleasant audio experience. Like I said, this is like thrash metal essentially. There's King of the Pit TV. This one's entitled Sacrificial. We're listening to Scream Bloody Gore, track 4 of 12. Come on. Let me put some respect on the drummer, because I like the drummer of this band. That kick drum's crazy. The audacity of that kick drum in the mix is wild. It's so powerful. The riffing isn't as complex as I thought it would be. I think they do progress record through record. I mean, this is the first record, and from what I know, they put out quite a few LPs. So there's definitely going to be some good development. But so far, the riffing, although it's been fast at times, It's been quite simplistic, especially this riff we're listening to now. Simple for death metal. There we go, that guitar's coming a third of the way over the fast riff. 4 out of 4, innit? Just amplifying the intensity on that thrash riff, man. Just pure pit, man. Cool. Overall, quite a slow one compared to what we've heard. I mean, we've finished on a blazing riff, but in between, it seems like there's been an A and a B section. We've got the fast and we've got the slow, complete yin and yang, just exchanging itself throughout that track. It was an alright tune. I don't think it was the best tune we've heard so far on the record, to be honest. If anything, I would say this was a good tune, but it was the weakest one. We've got Mutilation next, let's keep it moving. Right. Yeah, I moan about this every time, but all that gets advertised is alcohol and gambling. I think it's disgusting. There's King of the Pit TV, Mutilation. What more can I say? Come on. Does Death keep up with the trend of having this high intensity, high pace, high tempo riffage throughout the records that follow? Yeah, this one goes out to all the metalheads as well. Low key, you don't mind a good chorus, because Death have been utilising the song titles as chorus sections on at least most of the tracks so far. We definitely heard it with Sacrificial last time. Now we're hearing it now with Mutilation. Don't be afraid to have a chorus, you can still make it work even if you're an extreme band. I wonder how much they paid for the artwork back in the day. Great piece. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've been saying the transitions in between sections have just been a bit too sudden throughout the record. That's what I like there. That was a fantastic little interlude into where we were going. Look, the guitar solo's in the same place again. Again. And when we talk about don't be scared to have a chorus, it's completely fine, metalheads. What you're hearing as well is a songwriting slash pop music rule. When you get to a third into the song, that's where the bridge happens. This is the bridge, this is the instrumental. This is the bit that breaks up the verses. Def is incorporating this in every song so far. That's a mean riff. I'm liking this band. I'm liking this band. This band is very mature as an extreme band because I don't like overt, edgy, sort of offensive, lyrical, and song content. This sets the tone. Just let's look at the song titles just as an example. Infernal Death, Zombie Ritual, Denial of Life, Sacrificial Mutilation, Regurgitated Guts. That's a little edgy. Regurgitated Guts. That's bordering on to where I'm going to go with this. Baptized in Blood, Torn to Pieces, Evil Dead, Scream Bloody Gore, Beyond the Unholy Grave, Land of No Return. It paints an image and creates an overall atmosphere for the record and for the band. The logo's pretty bloody cool. Scream Bloody Gore. You know, it's not the extreme shock jock where a death metal band we have to be grotesque and just so extreme in our song titles and stuff like that, or our artwork. We need to have, you know what I mean, real dead stuff and like try to just be evil, like overtly. It just doesn't work. I don't like stuff like that because I think bloody hell, it's just extra. This band's very stylish in how they do it, and I just appreciate it, you know? Like, this artwork's cool. You could have this record out on display, you know what I mean? If you your partner's bringing their parents around and that, instead of having like someone with the red blown off on the front. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be bad music, but it's just, you know, for a grown up, it should be a little bit, I don't know. I don't want to put nobody down. You know what I mean? I'm into like, well, when I was younger, I was into like Gore grind and porn grind and stuff like that. So I've seen my fair share of extreme materials, but it's just a bit childish, really, isn't it? This comes across as mature, and I like that a lot. Sorry, people, I didn't introduce that. Des, King of the Pit TV. This one is Regurgitated Guts. 25,000 views, so might not be the most favourite on the record. But here we go. That was good lyricism right there, good rhyming scheme. Yo, Death fans, what do you think of this tune? I can see why it's not got the most views. It's seems a little uninspired to me as far as the instrumental goes, this particular tune. Are we about to kick into another guitar solo? If we don't kick into a guitar solo, then that's going to be breaking a pattern. Every single time. 6 out of 6. Just a short one though, that. alright. Not too much to comment on regarding that one. Seemed a little uninspired as far as the riffing went. I liked it when it just sped up ever so slightly at the end there. That was quite cool. It was like a tempo change of about 5 to 10 BPM. That was cool. I think the drummer changed the cymbal too, or went a little more central near about the bell. Even the guitar solo, don't think it could be asked playing it, to be honest. Really short one. Let's keep it moving. We've got Baptized in Blood next. Which may be where the, well, maybe, I'm sure it's where the thrash metal got their name from. Baptized in Blood. Des, King of the Pit TV, this one's entitled Baptized in Blood. Is this where the thrash metal band got their name from? Let me know. And I'm clicking start in 3, 2, 1. Hey, you know what, right? It gives me vibes from that Sepultura record I was listening to. I forgot the name of it now. I think it was the first 2 records Sepultura put out. They put them together. Was it Morbid Visions or something like that? It's got the vibes of that very early Sepultura. Right now. Virgin on a hardcore beat there. Tough guy hardcore. I think this was a bit, I don't know when this was put out, but I assume this was a bit earlier than when all of the tough New York hardcore acts started coming on about late 80s. Did Death put out a demo or an EP before this? Because how did they get picked up and then suddenly have such great artwork and production? Did they have the money already to exist, or? It's no joke funding a project like this. Financially. quite a unique riff. And the guitar's relationship to the bass guitar, they're bouncing away. That high-end shriek what we hear every once in a while is really cool. I want to hear a whole verse sung in that way. Really cool. Did we have a guitar solo? Did I just miss it? Have I zoned out? Yeah, we had our 3/4 guitar solo. Cool. That was Baptized in Blood. Not a bad tune. Not a bad tuner. Let's keep it moving. Torn to Pieces next. 12 tunes on this record. I don't know what it weighs out to be lengthwise. Potentially like 41 minutes to 50 minutes. Right. Des, King of the Pit TV. This one's entitled Torn to Pieces. We're listening to Scream Bloody Gore. This is track 8 of 12. Come on. This record's for the moshers, for the headbangers, for the push pitters. Them high vocals are the best. I think this is the first time we've heard this drum beat, or at least dialed down to this tempo. I like it. It's ignorant, it's primitive. Goblin dance. If we get a guitar solo, yeah, after this section leading up to the end, then that makes 8 out of 8 of these songs include a guitar solo in the same section. Who's your favourite skeleton on the front cover? You getting a solo? In 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. This is quite a crazy shred, even for the standard we've been hearing so far. Let's keep it moving. Evil Dead. That was a good tune. That was a good tune. I think that was one of my favourites, that Torn to Pieces. I like that one. Right. Evil Dead. Track 9 of 12. Scream Bloody Gore. Let's go. That's a great lead guitar, and that's a great accent on them power chords coming in. Bum. This might be the best tune so far. Metal Thrashing Mad, this is a great tune. Yeah, this is my favourite one so far. I really like the intro, and I just like the build-up they got. Just the one guitar. Dun, 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 dun. This is just pure mosh. The chorus is good as well. Evil Dead. Not only that, but the chorus is utilizing that really high vocal. I love that really high shriek. Quality. We've got the title track next. Scream Bloody. The title track, Scream Bloody Gore. We're listening to Scream Bloody Gore, the record from start to finish. This is track 10 of 12. Relatively long tune, this one at 4 minutes 32, so let's get stuck in. This record must not have been recorded to a click track, because I've heard a few bits where we've gone in and out of timing, the drummer in particular, but it hasn't mattered. You know what I mean? It really doesn't matter. But yeah, this isn't a click drum. Yo, that was a great build-up. If that was a hardcore band, you'd finished after. Maybe just the one guitar before it all comes in. Yes, now. That'd be Mosh Central. Stage dives, come on. When the guitars pull out a little bit and the drummer starts doing the fills, you can hear how drenched in reverb it is. It's really fantastic. It's not a bad sound at all. Armies of the Dead. This sort of riff is what I thought Death would sound like all the way through. I didn't think they'd be so like just slamming mad, just pure fucking shred thrash. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be more riffs like this. Quality, that was Scream Bloody Gore. Right, let's keep it moving. Beyond the Holy Grave is next. Stella et toi. There's King of the Pit TV. This is Beyond the Holy Grave. Let's get this record finished, people. It tends to repeat it twice, and sometimes the second time around they'll do the high vocal as opposed to the lower. As you hear. Let's do it. This been an experience. This been an experience. Do you reckon I can get through the whole Death discography at some point? There's King of the Pit TV. We're finishing off. This is the last track of Scream Bloody Gore. It's entitled Land of No Return. Let's see what to finish off with. Sounds like a death metal Sabbath. I mean, at this point in the record, you really have heard it all before. Unless there's one particular riff that comes in that you do like. I think when you get halfway through the track, you know what to expect for the rest of it. It tends to just repeat and cycle through the sections and the riffs, which isn't a bad thing, you know what I mean? But if it's the same bog standard thrash riff, and the secondary riff, i.e. the chorus or something like that, you're not too fussed about, then the track as a whole becomes a little more redundant because you know what comes after is just going to be the same old. Respectfully. 12 songs, 12 guitar solos in the same place in each and every song. I wonder if they do this on every record in every single song. That was Land of No Return. We just finished. Cool. If you want to hear my after listen review and rating of this record, just check the description of this video. Check out my Patreon. You can hear everything you want to hear. I'm signing out, people. Until next time. One love.